Well, John, we're up and running again. How are you?
Good, John. How are you?
The weeks are flying. Thanks very much, Shamak, the IT man, for
setting us up.
And
he's the best.
He's, in fairness, we're very
He's
good.
The best. We're very lucky.
You're seeing us today anyway. Just to be on the Facebook page, John, is it?
I don't know. YouTube channel, I'd say.
YouTube channel. Well, you've seen the back of my head anyway, which is the best part to be, John.
I didn't know about this till I seen him start the camera. But
just started.
Yeah, right.
Just started. Community Focus with John O'Sullivan and myself, John. And we're on. We're from St Mary's Adult Education Centre, and also with thanks to Limerick City Community Radio for giving us
platform
on it, and they've been very good. They've all been very helpful here, so we have to thank them, and we're much obliged for it.
Yeah.
What are we talking about today, John?
Yeah, I suppose something we all know a bit about, community employment. We provide education services, and we host a few other support services, but we sponsor a community employment scheme here, and we have 26 places plus myself, and we have 14 of them work out of this centre, and we support other organisations such as Focus Ireland. We support Lunker Boat Club, Abbey Rovers football team, and others in providing CE workers. And if anyone doesn't know what community employment is, it's a government funded scheme to allow people to get back into the habit of working and training, which is great because I suppose it's 19.5 hours a week. It's a part-time job. It's funded by the government, but it's not social welfare as such. We bring in people here, and they get it's a year-by-year contract, and I think it's up to 3 years. And what we do is we give them paid training. We develop their kind of interpersonal skills, their social skills, their trade skills, anything that they're interested in, and we get them work ready. Because sometimes people just either they've slipped out of the habit of working, or they've had a lot of bad luck, or maybe addiction, or maybe incarceration, or whatever, and everyone deserves another chance. And we're like a catalyst to kind of develop people, and we're a training and development scheme. So you start here, you're expected to train. We develop you as a worker. You get in the habit of turning up at a time and leaving at a certain time, and those disciplines are very important. And believe it or not, some people don't have that.
Which is tough. As I said, we spoke before in a couple of programs before this that sometimes people get a raw deal in life and they don't realise.
They do.
And also people, which has gone, I think since the COVID came in, I think we're all gone socially inept. That some people are actually afraid to leave their house, and that goes for young people as well.
But even it's just say, we have people here for all different reasons. But just say you're an older gentleman, for example, who's just say who's now finds themselves, they're single, they want to be the company, they want to be around other people, and they want to contribute to the community, because a lot of the work we do is very community based, and there isn't a family resource centre, a community centre in Ireland that doesn't have CE workers, because the money's not there to pay staff externally. So if you're working on a CE scheme, you could be located in a place that you are contributing back either to your community or somebody else's. The CE workers would do Meals on Wheels. CE workers open and close centres like yourself, John. Here, they maintain centres. We have people that do minor home repairs for the elderly through the CE scheme. We have financial people on the CE. Varies. We have adult education coordinators that are on the CE scheme. IT workers. Anything that tips around the community and kind of enhances people's kind of ability to engage within their community is usually staffed by CE.
But that's good, John, as well, because it does, even in my case now, I'm doing it a long time, in fairness, since I was made redundant. And even the which will probably go on to down the line, the education that we get besides that we're entitled to in the centres. In some centres that you can get computer skills and things like that. That's
you can.
They're all plus sides.
When you start on CE, you'd sit down with someone like myself and we talk about a career plan. So I'd establish what your skill set is at the moment. So you have to be over 21, that's a start, right? But you have to be unemployed 12 months, that's the general rule.
That seems to be the jinx or the kind of spanner in the works, where we've had people, as you know yourself, you've dealt with people coming in and asking could they come in here because they apply for a lot of jobs.
Certain social welfare payments, like job seekers benefit and allowance are the main ones, but one parent family payment, deserted wives, all that kind of stuff, pharmacists, you can qualify, that can go toward your qualification. It's 12 months unemployed generally, and it's that you're considered long-term unemployed then.
Sorry, John, the one thing I find is a bit difficult for people as well is people that are out with not serious disabilities, but maybe have slight problems, and maybe due to mental health and things like that.
Mental health.
Unfortunately, they're kind of sidetracked as getting a CE scheme job, which would actually be very good for them. To come in and deal with people.
A lot of the problem there is, you see, if you're getting another payment, you can only have one payment.
But years ago you could get two payments.
That's gone. That's gone a while now.
Years ago,
but not even that it was abused. It was just it's gone. It's gone.
Which unfortunately they should. The government's this is my own opinion. I think sometimes the government should actually review that, because it does help with people with mental health difficulties or people living on their own.
They just have to give up. And we've had people here with disability that have kicked on and done great things, and they've given up their disability to come on here, and then now they're in full-time employment. It depends what you want.
And it's brave of those.
If you're happy to stay on disability, and because technically you don't have to work, that's fine too. And people just can't come off it either. But if you do want to say to yourself, do you know what, I could do something else, and come here, train. We pay for training. As you said, you can do computer skills, but you can do level 2, 3, 4, 5. We can help you make the step into further education in college. Because we're an ETB community partner, we would have the links there. And everybody the people that get on the best here on CE are the people that engage with training and development.
Yeah, which is a necessity, I think, for it.
You have to do it a little bit a year, but I have people here that do 2 or 3 courses. They're just happy to do it.
Yeah, and they're enjoyable, John. They are very enjoyable courses, and the camaraderie that you get with the people that are in the class with you, some have become lifelong friends over here.
Yeah, and we have a great bunch here. We have a great bunch here.
As I said before, and as I said, the centres all over Limerick City and County are doing the community centres and community.
And community employment is everywhere.
Everywhere.
The way it works is one organisation is called a sponsor organisation. So we're the sponsor here. So we and then we have all the places. It's like the employer. So we'll do the HR and all that stuff. Then there'll be organisations near us, like sub-sponsors they're called, and they would apply to us, can we take a place, because we have a certain need. We'll look at that need then, and if we agree that need fulfills the criteria in our eyes, we will put it forward then to the Department of Employment and Social Protection. And we cannot place people in private businesses. That's one thing you don't do. It has to be not-for-profit, charitable, given back to the community. So like some of the stuff we do, caretakers for sports clubs, that's a good one. There's a music school across the way, litter picking in the area. We support Focus Ireland. There's the community cafe down below. That's the kind of thing they look favourably at. And then here we've had our education workers, maintenance workers, caretakers. We've got financial controllers. The CE scheme for me really works.
And for me as well, John, as being a participant of the CE scheme, it does work for me.
You can there is absolutely zero family resource centres or community centres in Ireland that hasn't got some scheme supporting them. Because the money isn't there to pay for who's going to open and close those? Who's going to maintain something? Do you always hire an external? We're lucky, we have people here that can turn their hand at stuff and fix things for us.
Which is great.
It saves us money, because we don't operate on a massive, we're not for profit. It's community employment, and we know what we contribute to the area, and we can see by the people. Now we have a registration day on Tuesday, and that's staffed 100% by CE. And it's going to be managed well, because I know the capabilities of everyone here, and I'm very proud of them. They're very good at what they do, and like yourself, John, I'd know it's about your 10th or 11th registration day, because we do 2 a year now.
That's enjoyable, John.
I mean, everyone can turn their hand,
meeting people,
and that's all community employment. So I think CE really works, but it works best for those that engage. So if you come onto it and you say, sure, look, it's only a couple of quid more than the dole, that's a very bad starting point.
That seems to be the elephant in the room with a lot
That's
of
a very bad starting point.
And it actually isn't really just a couple of quid.
No, look at it like a part-time job. It's actually paid more than minimum wage. But people sometimes can't see it that way, and that's not a good place to
unfortunately, that's the I think that's the crux of a lot of trying to get, like, even yourself here, you were first handed looking for people to come in and get employees for some of the jobs that are free at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's getting harder and harder every year.
It is harder, but like I won't say that I don't. There's not a quality I look at, but I do give lots of people a chance. You know,
Yeah,
I would look at somebody. We've had people that maybe nearly 30 years of age that's never had a job.
Yeah,
that wouldn't go against you in my eyes, because if I don't give them a chance, who's
going to give them a chance?
And that's what community employment's about.
Yeah.
It's activation. It's a catalyst toward the final goal. Like, it's to get somebody kind of career driven, or at least focused, that there's more. They might have just sit around all day watching TV and stuff, and then they realise, I contribute, I'm valued, I matter.
Yeah, you matter. Yeah,
that's important.
A lot of people feel they're on the scrap heap.
Yeah, and even older lads, like some of the guys, you take on someone like in their 60s and whatever, and alright, fair enough, they mightn't feel that somebody look at them in the private sector or whatever, and they're feeling a bit like they still have so much to offer. You've got experience, you've got wisdom, and we'll take you on here. I mean, we have to have progression. We have to have people that go into work. If you're over 60, you can stay till you retire, but we need a bit of that too. There's reliability in that. Yeah. And dependability, and there are values that are so important to community.
It is. I personally myself, I would recommend it's a great scheme to get involved with. Anyone, if anyone's sitting at home listening to us today, and there's only so much TV you can look at, there's only so much free time. It goes in, even yourself, you were often made redundant from jobs, and I was. One day rolls into another. You eventually don't know whether it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
It's a slippery slope.
It is. When you're working in here, you go back to the norm that you look forward to weekends or Saturday and Sunday off, and that and it does get you in, and plus it keeps your brain occupied as well, which is the main thing. And plus you're meeting different people, different stories.
But I mean, a lot of the stuff we do matters to people. Like we've the Aging Plus program where there's people in their 90s that our lads go out and they'll clear out a shed for them, they'll paint the wall, they'll do bits and bits. And they mightn't see anybody else that week, but our CE workers are up there. Now, the lads we send are great crack, and they know how to,
very, very, very,
and they're all guard vetted and all that. But they get used to them and actually ask for them. And I mean, there's so much value in that. And the CE workers get so much from it. I know that I've lads that go up there. That's not even their job. They do maintenance here, but they'll go out and do that because they know when you affect people in such a positive way, that's you get the goodness from that.
I think I think you get a lift person myself. I think someone. I think it goes two ways. You're helping the person, but you also get it back.
Absolutely, probably twice as much.
Twice as much, It's great, and it's really, in fairness, Joe, it was your idea, and it's really after taking off.
And we have other supports, and we host Adapt Women's Services here. We have a drop-in clinic, and we have. We tie in with, we do IT support in the community, and without CE, none of this we wouldn't be here. And the fact that we deliver core education, literacy skills, QQI up to level 5, community education classes such as Pilates, yoga, art and all that really good stuff, and people feel like they've somewhere to go. And they meet their friends. This is a hub. This is a hub for social interaction, friendship, positive engagement. This is this is a centre to a community.
That's right.
We belong to the community.
And it spreads across all the different parishes or different communities in Limerick as well, Limerick City and Limerick County, because as I said, it's and as you said, we're going to talk about the CE scheme today, which is as you said, it's 21 years of age. You can start, but the big crux of it is you have to be a year unemployed.
Yeah, generally, yeah. So, but look, we're not the only CE scheme either. There's many around, and at the moment it is tougher to fill the roles. It's kind of got, because there's what they call full employment. So it is tougher. But you can you still fill the roles. You just have to take a chance on people as well. Now, it doesn't always work out. Some people aren't ready.
Of course, they're afraid to make the leap.
Or they're just not anywhere near work rate. And they might need a little bit more support work. Like you said, there's mental health issues, there could be addiction issues. But sometimes they are, and we can help them along, because there's a lot of mentoring and working one-to-one with people. And
plus, you hear different problems when you come into a different job. There's none of us are sailing through life. Everyone has different problems going on in their own lives at home. And then in community schemes, when you're talking to, you make friends and they help you out and the whole that, and you're not just restricted at home looking out the window.
No, it's very social.
very social. That's the great thing about the CE schemes, you know. And as I said, it was one of the best things I ever did coming in here. Going answer job many moons back now, you know. You're betting us all out the door with a stick trying to get rid of us. You can't get rid of us.
You're a lifer.
I'm a lifer now, John. Unfortunately for you, John, but you know, you just said there the job seekers benefit, job seekers allowance, job seekers transitional payments.
Yeah, they're all the different ones. Now, if you're not sure and you're interested, you need to contact either your local employment services through partnership, or you can contact, like if it was this scheme, you can contact me directly and I can refer you and find out about your eligibility. But walk into Intrio.
Intrio, that's how I went through.
Yeah, just go in there and say, look, you give me your PPSN number, and they'll be able to
tell you
straight away whether you're eligible. And once you are, then you can go through jobsireland.com website, and that's where all the CE jobs are posted. And at the moment, I suppose I'll plug our 3 vacancies if that's alright. We have 3 vacancies at the moment. One is a caretaker for the Redemptorist Music School. Should you be interested in that? And the hours are semi-flexible there, so maybe around 10 to 2 might suit someone. And we have there's a caretaker down below in the Community Cafe in Kings Island.
That would suit someone, that even people living down there.
Yes, and that's possibly an afternoon run. And we also we are looking for another person for Aging Plus, somebody to go out and do minor home repairs for the elderly. So with that one, that's an afternoon role. We're looking for people that are community minded, might have an affinity for older and vulnerable people, and to have not looking for too much skills in it, but somebody, a handyman would be the best. Would be but if you're just willing to work, that's fine too, and we could teach you some skills along the way. It's small jobs, so that's what we have at the moment. But if you go into the Jobs Ireland website, there's so many other jobs out there for other CE schemes as well, and all the same rules apply.
All the same, no matter where you are.
No matter where. So there might be something to suit everyone.
And in fairness, I know we're all a bit suspicious of say Intrio and all these, but when I went up and dealt with them the time I was getting back on the scheme, they were the nicest people you could meet.
Yeah.
And they did everything. They went above and beyond to prove my
your application.
My application.
Depends how you approach people. If you go in like with a positive attitude, you know, you'll get it back.
Yeah, and that's the truth. Like, you know, and then there's after wife benefit as well. There's loads. Widow service, surviving civil partners, contributory pension.
A non-contributory,
and pharmacist. That would be for people.
That's like what they used to call a farm dole.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I never heard that about pharmacist.
No, that more applies to rural because there's a rural version of CE as well. So, but they're all over the country, and it is the biggest support kind of scheme, government support scheme regards employment, and it's the one that works.
Yeah. Now this is the elephant in the room, John. The rates of payment.
Well, I mean, they vary. So, like a single person's rate of payment, this is based on 19.5 hours worked. So you can do the hours in 2 ways. Some people could do 39 hours one week and have the second week off. That's not very common anymore. So it's usually 19.5 hours a week. Most lads here will do 4 4-hour shifts and a 3.5 hour shift. And the single rate of pay is $247.50 per week. But you get to keep your medical card, are you on it, if you're on it. You can bring your fuel allowance over, so you get all those support payments. They carry over as well, and now it goes up depending on dependents. Dependents. So you have kids or a wife, and I can't tell you the amount there because it depends on the child's age, and whether they're going to college, school, or whatever. And so it does. You know, you don't lose anything, and it's a little bit more, but it's a part-time job.
But in fairness, John, it is a lot more a day or 247 than your single man would be getting on the labour. Social welfare, I think it's only 180. It might be going up a small bit, but that's a massive jump.
And then you're coming off the social welfare. And you're actually and
you're feeling better on yourself because no one wants to be going up there.
No,
I don't think there's any person in Ireland would say no. I want to go up to the dole office signing on every month and things like that. At least. Excuse me, have your own bit of independence, and when you see it in front of you, actually, 247.50 is not bad for 19.5 hours.
No,
that's above the average, I think, for part-time.
Saying that, it's to encourage people then to kick on once their time is up. Like if you're ready after a year, say, and we're prepared to offer you another contract depending on training, but if you were ready to make the move, a lot of people have stayed 11, 12 months and they've got the full-time job and they're happy.
That's right, yeah.
It works for people as well. They've done a college course online or a night-time college course, and they don't have that on-the-ground experience like with the ed workers, and they do about a year maybe here, and then they get that experience. Then they're viewed really work ready for their profession. We can offer that practical experience, and that works too, and we've had that work for us.
And that fear then of going into another job is gone, because you've already been in a job.
You're gaining confidence.
You're gaining confidence all the time. You're getting more confident in yourself. You're learning skills in the community centre. Computer skills, verbal skills, communication skills, which is great because you're speaking to different people.
Meeting all different people.
So it's a win-win situation. That's what I'm saying. If there's anyone out there listening today thinking of getting involved in a C scheme,
contact Intro. Look at the jobs.
Contact John. You're very good, John, for advising people that are not even coming in here working with us and things like that. You're very free to help. But that, as I said, and you answered it already there. Jobs Ireland, www.jobsireland.ie. And plus, the best place, probably some cases to go, is either Intro or go to the actual.
Intro. I mean, any C supervisor like me can refer here. So if you come into me here and are interested and I got your PPSN number, I can refer you and find out. But if you can just go to Intro as well, that they'll do it for you. But look, whichever, it's as easy to find out if you're eligible.
Well, no, it's good, John, because there is probably people out there today listening and wondering what to do with their life. Because we've been out of jobs, not through our own fault, for years, on and off, and sometimes you do, even when you're a young person, you feel you're on the scrap heap. It's not there for you, but there is.
We've had lads now that, as I said, they're 29, 30, and they've never worked before. And that's either they didn't see it at home, it's generational, and it's just that habit, that discipline isn't there, and they're getting up at 1 o'clock in the day, and you can show them there's something else there. We're a catalyst. We're that kind of. You'll kick on through us. This isn't. You don't stop here for good.
No, it's not.
It's not like that. No. For that age, you want them to kick on. So you want them to give them basic skills, the discipline of turning up, to be able to take direct supervision, small things like that. They just never had that. They wouldn't have got that since school. And maybe they've had issues with drugs or drink or incarceration. And you can and there's like different ways of managing people. I do kind of play a kid gloves kind of way with people just to make sure, because you're not dealing with some of the people you're dealing with. They haven't had a long history of continuous work. And you have to be aware there's reasons behind that. So you might manage people differently depending on their circumstances. Not saying you give somebody a bit more leeway, but you do you have to look at everyone as an individual.
And try and put away the fear that you're going to, as you said, you keep your medal count, which is a big plus.
It is.
Which is a massive plus. You're not going to lose everything.
If your fuel allowance carries over, if you have children that you're getting paid for carries over.
So it does. It's as I said. I didn't think 10 years ago that I'd ever be on a C scheme. Or 12 years ago I was working in a factory. You never thought you'd think your job was going to be there for life and the whole lot, and
it's not.
And it doesn't work that way anymore.
No.
At the end of the day, but it's one of the best things I've ever done, and I'm of the criteria that luckily I'm going to be kept on till I'm 60, 65, 66. And I'm happy with that, John. In my case.
Well, you've contributed. You were a board member in between.
That's right.
So you're a real kind of pillar of this kind of.
Well, we all have interest in the place as well, and you do develop that. I think for anyone out there that's listening today, you will actually develop a bit of pride in the community centre that you're in.
You do. I get people that go above and beyond, absolutely, and I recognise that, and there's things like. They stay on beyond their time because they want to finish whatever they're doing, and
some people even volunteer when they're finished.
There's the pride in people, and I think it helps that's why it's community driven, because there's always a little bit of pride in your community, but working within the community and contributing back to the community in such a positive way, people are just I think it just brings out the best in people.
I think it does, John, and hopefully, as I said, that was very, very thorough today, and I feel glad to John for going to all the bother of getting all that information. But as we said and you said earlier on, if there is someone out there today thinking that they want to do something with their life, they're sick of...
It's a good starting point.
It is a good starting point. It is. The main thing, it pushes you over the line and you go into a place to start that work experience again.
You could end up in third level after us, you know, you could do a few courses here and realise, you know what, maybe it's not work yet, maybe third level I'll approach that. And it's about return to education as well as full-time employment. I mean, there's end goals here.
A lot of former students here have gone on to third level.
Yeah.
You know, which is great as well. It's a plus for community centres all over.
But we do all sorts like here.
Yeah.
QQA level small engine repair, and we also do academic stuff.
Yeah.
There's
a choice there for you. You're not pushed into anything. You know.
Yeah. And we pay for training for our participants as well. We sit down and talk about what you want to, and it's not about to improve you here in this job. It's to improve you after this job. So what did you ever want to do?
What you want to do.
We can
what's your goal?
Once it's relevant and to your...
Because to pay for them yourself ambition. Off your own back, you're not going to have the money.
No.
And that's what also keeps people from going on.
There's always a hurdle.
Yeah, there's always a hurdle. Unfortunately, the days we're living in is it's cost price now.
But we kind of break down hurdles here. That's what we're about, and that's what all CE schemes do.
That's the main thing, John.
So we're nothing unique in that.
If you're out there today listening to Limerick City Community Radio and listening to us waffling on here for the last half an hour, just consider it. It's worth it. And there's a whole new world out there, and don't get restricted sitting in behind the window looking out. It's a big world out there, and why not get involved with all of us? So John, thanks very much for
thank
that
you,
today. John, you were very good, and I'd like to thank again all John from St Mary's Adult Education Centre. It's actually John's show, and I tend to take over a small John. And of course Limerick City Community Radio for leaving us on your airwaves on 99.9 FM, and also across the world on www. I forgot what it is.
Limerick
Radio.ie. There we go, John. Waffling on too much. So we'll leave you again. So John, thanks very much.
Thanks,
and we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. And thanks to everyone for listening. And keep in mind, there's a whole world out there. If you want to get involved in the CE schemes, by all means, go about it. You can contact you can contact John here in the centre down St Mary's, or go up to Entry and see if you're eligible. Have a great rest of your Sunday.
Thanks a million.
All the best. Bye.